Hello, I am Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, and welcome to my Tuesday night meeting musings live. I sometimes just go with questions and answers. So as you're joining in, feel free to type over in the chat. I'll try to get to those. But what I wanted to start off talking about today is something that has evolved in my journey of this whole carnivore awakening to how much misinformation's out there, how many products are out there that really are not things that belong absorbing into our skin, into our mouths, onto our faces. So as time's gone by, I have used a couple different tools to help me decide what products I'm going to use and what products I am going to absolutely throw in the trash. So, actually, I had to dig up some because I did save certain things to try to do as a demonstration because I will be doing a series of uh, personal hygiene products. I'm going to do one separately on makeup, skin, and hair. I'm going to do another on total dental health there's actually dental floss that you should not be using based on the chemicals that are in certain glide type waxy flosses. And I'm going to get into that, as well as the toothpaste and the whitening. Yes, I do whiten, but I will show you some safe versions of that. But like I said today, I just wanted to, aside from doing my typical Tuesday night Q&A, I wanted to give you just an idea of partly what I'm going to show on those other personal hygiene videos. But it's not a be all end all, but it's a great starting point because with the power of our cell phones in any store, you're able to use certain apps and scan and get a great idea of potential toxic ingredients. So I know there are a number of these different apps. Actually, I'm going to show you. Came prepared here. Um, Two of the apps that you're able to get, Think Dirty and Healthy Living. So some of you probably, oh, hi, Holly, thank you. Some of you have used those apps. I have used both of those fairly extensively. I'm going to say all of these apps have their pros and cons. The app that I am more is my go-to, let's say, because I do still have them all on my phone. And I showed this recently on Instagram, but Yuka. And I'm going to show you just simply the way that you can use this. It it works really well when you are at the store because all the barcodes are still on it. There are certain things that once you get home, you'll see this is pretty addicting. You have a lot of fun with it, and sometimes it's hard to get yourself to go, okay, enough, let's stop, because you're going to want to scan a lot of stuff that you have in your pantry, in your linen closet. So, and I'm just going to go into a whole bunch of different things from deodorants, a couple makeup things. This used to be my favorite eye makeup remover. Works really well. It seems really hypoallergenic and ideal. Wait till you see. And then, like I said, I'm going to show you certain things. This is Redmond's Earth Paste toothpaste. This is Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile Soap 18-in-1. So I'm going to scan because you will see when you have the barcode still on here, as opposed to this coming in a box and the barcode being on the box, then you're a little bit, well, there is a workaround with that too, which I'm going to tell you. But So if you still have the box, or you're in the store before you even purchase these things, hopefully, but you'll see once you get that Yuka app, it's a free app. I am going to tell you that I did upgrade to the paid premium version of it. Number one, because I'm really into learning about what tools are available for all of us to be able to do better for ourselves and our families. So, okay, I'm going to start off with, and like I said, this is my go-to. So I'm going to open the Yuka app on my phone, and what comes up in the center is the scan. So you'll see the square, and that's where you just line up the barcode to scan. So I'll show you first the 𝗙𝗓𝗡𝗧 biodegradable, oil-free, and they hypoallergenic. It's got all the key words. So I'm going to see if I can see if this will work. If I can show you right on here. Is it going to go? It's not going to go. I'm going to have to do it. Okay. So when you hear the beep, you get it. Now, when you get to this point, you swipe up, and what it's going to show you, so this is a 45 out of a 100 rated poor. And the top ingredients, red is really bad, orange is poor. And then when you get into yellow, it's a very low risk, and it's pretty much acceptable to have in these things. And green, there's no risk. So what you can do at this point is tap on. So the top ingredient that is a no-go in this is phenoxyethanol, moderate risk. You tap on it, and then it gives you a whole write-up about where it's banned, why it's potentially bad. This says phenoxyethanol is used primarily as a preservative. It's regulated. Its concentration cannot exceed more than 1% of the finished product. Suspected to have effects on the hormones and fertility. Right there, you just say, all right, this is a potential hormone disruptor. All right, Dr. Anthony J., I've been listening. I love that guy. So in addition, an eye irritant, really concerned about that as an eye doctor. We don't want to be using products, especially things that are near our eye and on our eye, although I've used it for quite a while before I had all these apps to scan. And then it was also labeled in 2019, the French Agency of the Safety of Health Products, as not suitable for use on the buttocks of children aged 3 years or under. So that phenoxyethanol can't be used on the delicate skin of babies. Why do I want to put it on the delicate skin of my eyes? Like, this is a no. So once you get that product thing, you can swipe down. We're back at the product here, and then you just swipe down again, and you're ready to run around your house and scan your next item. So I just having shared this recently, like I said last week on my Instagram page, I found that so many people were like, wow, this is awesome. This is a great app. Now, let me tell you the upgrade to premium off of the free. So free, you can scan till your heart's content. It actually even gives you a overview. Let's see, history. You can hit history and you go through the ones you've recently scanned and tap on any of them and revisit them. But why I ended up upgrading to the premium, which is $14 for the entire year. It allows you, so let's say you have the product and you don't have the box that it came in with the UPC code, because some of these obviously will have the code right on them, but some things don't. And with the premium version, it allows you to hit the search bar, and then what you have at the top, you can just type in the name of the product. You can't do that on the free version. So if anybody's interested in the difference between them, I looked it up because I figured maybe somebody would ask. All right. I am going to go into, oh yeah. So Jennifer's asking, please share safe toothpaste brands that are fluoride free. Absolutely, Jennifer. I am preparing a really, if I say so myself, awesome whole dental hygiene video where I'm going to go through everything, lots of different options for toothpaste. And since we're on the topic of toothpaste now, I'm going to go ahead and scan this Redmond's Earth Paste. Redmond's also has a really awesome, it comes in a little cylinder container of, it's like a charcoal powder toothpaste where I just wet the bristles and just dab it in the powder and brush. And I really like that one too. But I tried a lot of different toothpaste. I've even purchased for this video ones that I went into the store and scanned to find fluoride-free, safe versions. So I'm going to go over all of that. So stay tuned for that. As soon as I get the time, I have so many that I want to do. So, all right, let's stop jabbing Lisa and get to this. All right, so I'm on the scan mode, and you just have to hold it still, and you have to hope for that there's enough light here, and hit history. Okay, because I scanned this before. And here we go. All right, so you can see at the top, Earth Paste, and it got a 93 out of 100 excellent rating. Soon as it's green dot excellent rating, I'm like, it's a thumbs up, because you'll see there's not that many products that give you, they're pretty discerning. Oh, and the other, app is Yuka. So I will show again the app. And I have no affiliation, get no kickbacks from Yuka. I just love sharing things that have been valuable for me in this whole health world journey that we're trying to do the best we can and learn that these companies don't all have our best interests. And, why is there all aluminum zirconium in the deodorants when it's really pretty well known that that's a no-go, right? So, and same thing with fluoride. Why is there fluoride in toothpaste? But that's a whole other situation. Okay, so let me get back to the Redmond Earth Paste. So the only thing that's listed as far as the ingredients there, they have menthol is the only thing listed as a low risk. You swipe up so you can read all about why it might think that. It says 1 to 3% of European population is allergic to fragrance ingredients, and they're calling the menthol. And then, what's also interesting that I am going to bring up, just as a precautionary thing for you to keep in mind. Remember, this app is not the be all end all. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I have found, every once in a while, I will scan the barcode, the product comes up, and as I look at that top bad ingredient that it's going to now describe to me, and I look on the ingredient list and I'm like, I don't see oxymethyl ethyl benzoate writer in there, right? You got to find and it's not in there, and they might have changed the formula and it wasn't updated. So be aware of that, but that's pretty infrequent. I think that for the most part, this is an awesome tool. I always like to just call things a tool. Have a tool in your toolbox. When you're at the store, all right, so let me go on. I don't want to bore you, but this is really kind of fun. We're going to go to, so now here's a Pantene dry shampoo. And I don't know, us ladies usually have one of these around just for those certain situations where it's helpful. And I thought, oh, for sure, this is going to be bad. But nope, you can see first thing that comes up on the bottom, you see right away, it is listed as good in the green. I swipe up, and the isobutane says low risk, but that's what they need to have it as a spray. Denatured alcohol, again, has to be in there for the propellant and all that. But like I said, when I get the green dot, I'm like, okay, we're going to keep this in the bathroom. All right. The other thing that I was going to talk about. Okay, so let's do the deodorant. And I have a kind of standard deodorant that we all know is the not so good stuff, right? So I'm going to, let's see if I can get the scan on this. Doesn't normally, oh, there we go. That came up as not identifiable. Here we go. All right. Cool Essentials Antiperspirant Dove. Bad, 6 out of 100, red. So I scan up, BHT, hazardous, aluminum, zirconium, tetrachlorohydrex, moderate risk, cyclopentylsiloxane, moderate risk, polyethylene, moderate risk. So there's the red ingredient and the dark orange ingredients. You can tap on each of those. BHT demonstrated endocrine disruptive effects, particularly on thyroid function, may also have effects on the sex hormones and may affect fertility and development. Why is this even on the shelf, right? But at least we have tools to and internet and knowledge to help us out. All right, now, so we already knew that that was going to be a no-go, but how about this native one, right? And this is one that a lot of people purchase because it says aluminum-free, paraben-free, paradise flower, and amber. All right, so I am going to, so again, you can just swipe out of those ingredients, and now you're back to the barcode. And let me get, there we go. Okay, so this one came up not bad red, it came up poor orange, and we will swipe up. And again, each of the ingredients, tap on it. So this top dark orange ingredient, 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗬, sometimes you got to like think about it when you're pronouncing these things, is what is the moderate risk and causing it to pull it down into the poor category. And I did look on this back ingredient list, and 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗖𝗬 is right listed on there. It's a mineral oil produced by the oil refining process. Great. Prohibited in food products. And if you've listened to me, you kind of know that I'm one of these people who can't go by it all the time, but for the most part, if I can't eat it and swallow it and put it in my mouth, I don't want it on my skin, on my underarms, on my face. And that's why I've gone to a lot of these tallow-based products. And I'll talk about that a little bit too. But so this native that, you know, buying it, you're like, oh, wow, all right, aluminum free and paraben free. Cool. This is one of the good guys. Well, not so much. But I'll just kind of say these oils contain MOAHs and MOSHs. They can act as genotoxic carcinogens, which promote the development of cancers and damage DNA. Wonderful. We're going to put that on our delicate underarm skin that will, as it's warm and we sweat, it can like absorb right into our bloodstream. And that's why I feel compelled to talk about an app like this and to not just blindly trust these, let's say, marketing words that they put on the outside, because I'm going to tell you one more thing. So when my mom was recently rehabbing and doing knee replacement surgery, and then she had to go to a rehab place, well, they give a product for moisturizing the skin. And this sounds great. So this is from the doctor, right? This is in a nursing facility, botanical nutrition for sensitive skin. And it goes on to say CHG compatible, paraben free, hypoallergenic, pediatrician tested for all ages. Okay, it's called PhytoPlex. So yippee. I get out my trusty little barcode scanner here. Barcode happens to be on this, didn't have an outside box. And beep, got a nice beep up, and look what we get. We get a poor rating, 47 out of 100. And I'm going to swipe up, and the dark orange poor ingredient is phenoxyethanol, which I did look into that long list of ingredients here, and phenoxyethanol is there. Can tap on it and read, used primarily as a preservative. It's regulated. Concentration cannot exceed 1% of the finished product. If there's a ingredient in a product that cannot exceed a certain percentage, or else it's considered toxic, dangerous, I want 0% of that in my products. So for me, that's why as soon as it's a bad, poor, it's automatically out. I mean, I do read it. Some of them will say high risk of allergic reaction, and I'm thinking, all right, well, maybe I'm not allergic to it, and it's only because it's an allergen. But I pretty much, you know, I'm really way probably gone off the deep end of wanting things way on the natural side. I do pick my battles though, because I mean, this stuff, do I ideally think, but yeah, it's still got a good rating. So it's not anything like toxic. So, okay, let me continue. I know I see a couple people in there again asking, I guess if you joined in late, this is the app with the carrot. And I'm going to show you a funny thing, because you can also scan food, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. All right. So I have I'm on the video that I'm going to be doing, which I'm going to just get really in depth with different tallow-based natural deodorants, natural sunscreens, natural tallow-based skincare. I'm going to go into details on a lot of those things. But today, I just wanted to make sure that you get an idea that this is a very valuable tool to have. And all right, so let's see. I went over the native one, which we were expecting to be good. Now let's look at, this is a standard supermarket deodorant that you can get, except this is the Arm & Hammer Essentials Natural Deodorant, not I'm sure, I know they have other deodorants, but again, we've got the barcode on here so we can scan it. We get the beep, and we have an excellent rating, 79 out of 100. Now, so you could swipe up, and it's no aluminum salts. It kind of goes into the other 9 ingredients. You can really sit there and read. But for me, because I know the app well enough now, I'm like, all right, when I get the excellent or even good, if I get the good, I do click and see what is potentially the little iffy thing. And then you have to be careful, because it's not brand dependent. Because remember, I said there's other ones of these at the grocery store that's an absolute red, bad, no go. Just like this makeup, NARS. This happens to be a lip gloss product, and I showed this on Instagram. And the reason why I saved the box is because the barcode is only on this box and not on the product. But I scan this, it beeps, and it gets a 0 out of 100, bad. And the name Afterglow Lip Balm, which is, and sometimes you have to check, Afterglow Lip Balm. Yes. So scan up, it's ethyl hexyl methoxycinnamate in it, is the hazardous one, plus BHT, another hazardous one. So in the trash this goes. There are other NARS products, though, that get a good or excellent rating. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and think, oh gosh, this is a toxic company. I'm finding there's very much variability. So the next thing I'm going to say, though, is I started doing a lot of, especially for the makeup aspect of this, because you know that if you've watched me in the past, I really like that company, 2020. It's a female ophthalmologist who did a lot of research and a lot of testing and came up with a line of eye makeup products that are very low in any sort of, there's no, like a lot of women's cosmetics, like for the blackhead, there's tar in it. And we won't even go into a lot of these different chemicals that a lot of makeup has, and this doesn't. So aside from that, though, that's, a limited um, variety. And I wanted to go further and be able to find other things. So I was on a mission. So I do like to put on lip gloss once in a while. So this one has the barcode, and I I will put a list of these in the notes. Why is this not? There we go. Once you hear the beep. All right. And then let's hit this. And I'm just going to, so this is the lip gloss, and I'll put links to these too, but this got an excellent rating, 83 out of 100. And then of course, there's always the aspect of it, like, well, all well and good. It's got an excellent rating, but do you actually like it? So yes, I do. I put this on when I was showing this with my Instagram. It's all of the shades from this company are very sheer. They're not intensely tinted, and that's probably part of the safety of it. But again, I want to have something on my lips that I could actually lick, and it could go in my mouth and me not worry about it. So I have been doing a lot of different purchases to try to find a whole, uh, yeah, really like a whole wide variety that anybody could kind of pick out what they want to pick and choose of what their ideal version of makeup is. For me, I just put on a little eyeliner, some mascara, which I use that 2020 mascara. I do have a discount code link for the 2020, and I think, get 25% off your entire first purchase. So like I said, I'll put the link to that. There's an eye cream, shadow, mascara, uh, a liner, and there's actually a lash growth serum and eyebrow growth serum that it you know it I'm I don't have, my verdict's not out because I haven't used it enough myself to say, oh, this thing works great. I have read some reviews, but I don't have a problem with my eyelashes not being long, so I tend to forget and not do these things. I should do it as an experiment and put it right next to my toothbrush. That's why I always tell my patients to remind them if they have to put in eye drops twice a day. Say, well, you brush your teeth twice a day, put it next to your toothbrush. So I should put this next to my toothbrush. Holly says, Fancy Farm skincare doesn't have a barcode on products, but it's mainly tallow. Right. So therein lies part of the issue of, you can't use this. That's why I said it's a tool. And though we know that putting on tallow based, you know, organic, grass fed, organically raised beef tallow, all of a sudden, I'm not thinking that's something that I need to scan with Yuka. Let me see. The other one, well, the only other, I have this 18-in-1 hemp baby Castile, pure Castile, and as expected, this got, well, can't say as expected because you never know, but this got an excellent rating too. So, but like I said, I'm going to go into further depth on some of those things. I'm guessing some of you have already downloaded the app, have left your YouTube viewing of my video and are running around your bathroom. Okay, so the other thing that I will say is that there is, I don't know whether it's just for me as a premium member. Again, it's only $14 a year for that. But you can go into, they have a food or a beauty, health, skincare thing is what beauty is one topic and food is another. So now, let's do, I've got Kerrygold butter, and let's look for the barcode, and we will scan the Kerrygold. Let me see if I can get it in there. No, it's not gonna, doesn't want to work when I'm, okay, now, pure Irish butter. What do we got there? Ooh, it's giving it a poor rating, 30 out of 100. Why? Too many calories, it says. That's got a red dot for too caloric. Saturated fat ratio says bad. Guess what? I like me some good saturated fat, and that's why I am eating this. And sodium, too salty, it says. All red dots. Well, guess what? We're not listening to Yuka for those kind of things. Okay, here's another one. This is, I happen to like this because sometimes I feel like, okay, I got to get some liver in. I don't like eating beef liver, but this is a gold medal pate. It's kind of like a goose liver pate. And we're going to scan the barcode. Beep. Poor, 30 out of 100. And I will swipe up. Too fatty, it says, red dot. Too salty, it says, red dot. Calories, a bit too caloric, orange dot. So we just ignore that too. And then I also did the Kirkland. I happen to really like this butter and got the same bad rating for too much saturated fat. So you can tell the whoever is doing the food side of Yuka is brainwashed like the rest of the standard message that's out there, right, for limiting saturated fat. So, all right, so that's really all I have for right now, kind of introducing that, and I hope that's helpful, that's kind of given you an idea of a way to know that right in your pocket when you are at the store, you can do that scan. And again, with a grain of salt, it's got its pros and cons, and you have to, I'm not saying you have to read the ingredient list of every single one. For the most part, I find it's very rare that a product got a bad rating, and then I went in and I searched for that bad ingredient and it wasn't there. So it, for the most part, works really, really well. All right, so I will come over and read in your comments here, and I will spend a little time, if you want, just doing a Q&A if you have any questions, either related to what I just went over tonight or anything else. Jennifer says, I had my yearly checkup with optometrist. I've always had 20/20 vision with slight astigmatism. Told my optometrist I've been doing carnivore for 6 months, and she said astigmatism is correcting. Wow. So yeah, I have a lot of different people reporting that their prescriptions are reducing, and that is just a phenomenal reassurance that something's going right. And like I say, I feel the true motive of our bodies is to be healthy, evolve, and heal any diseases or disorders. I just don't see that there's any other way around it, looking at it. If you remove the toxins, and in my opinion, it's, of course, the sugars, the grains, the seed oils, the processed foods are the huge top of needing to go out. And I say also fruits and vegetables. Fruits have sucrose, fructose, and glucose in them. They don't belong in our bodies. And if they were available, it was a tart cherry or a crab apple. The things that we have out now that are called fruit are genetically modified to be big sugar bombs. Beautiful color, higher sugar content, larger size, and doesn't belong in our bodies. It will help out metabolically active tumor growth for cancer cells, but I don't want any of it. And also triggers an ongoing sugar addiction, which I'm sure you've heard me talk about that before. Okay, so Jennifer, I'm so happy your astigmatism is reducing. Um, Follow me to truth, man in the house. All right. Yeah, I didn't I didn't mean for this to be a because this is obviously as important aside from the eye makeup remover and the lip gloss, deodorant, skin cream, what else did I do out here? Well, and like even shampoos, scan some shampoos and see how that there's a many of them that are a no-go. Uh, so Holly, you say you use native toothpaste, hope it's okay. Yeah, and again, like I said, the NARS has some great NARS products and some absolute out no go. So go scan it after my live. Are farm raised shrimp and canned oysters okay? Most are from China. Well, time creator, let's put it this way. Shouldn't be the mainstay of your diet in any case. So, um, that I don't know. I'm hesitant to give an answer on that. Wild caught is always better. I'm not so trusting of farm raised things. And, sometimes they put dye in the water so that the fish or the shrimp are pink instead of white when they're farm raised and things like that. So I don't know, I'm really skittish on that kind of stuff. All right, and minty freshness, just add some peppermint oil. Yeah, there's lots of ways around. And, I know some people will come at me when I do the dental hygiene, dental care video with saying, you really should just be brushing with water. Yeah. mm, Not happening right now for me to do that. I feel like there's enough really safe options out there that I'm still dating. I don't want to brush with just water. Um, Christina says she uses Kingfisher toothpaste, fluoride free. So remember, though, it's not just the fluoride free because remember, it gets tricky. Like just like this native deodorant that says aluminum free and paraben free and still got a bad rating. It could say fluoride free, but it could have foaming agents. And as you'll learn when you are going scan crazy with Mr. Yuka here, that there's and you'll tap on it and read, and you'll really learn about the objectionable ingredients for many toothpastes. Oh, yeah. So Flav City Bobby approved app. So you said that you've been using that one. Yeah, I've not used his app. I've used the other two that I showed that, the drawbacks to some of them. So these are get it so it's easier to see. These two, Think Dirty and Healthy Living, uh, also really good apps. I think all of them have their pros and cons, and just and get the free version of all of them and try them out, and try all three on the same product and see what jives with you best on being able to quickly access why it got that rating and what's in it. Let's see. Ever have face pimples after a nightly shower but disappear overnight? No, I haven't, but I always wonder if a hot shower might open your pores a bit. And I don't know if you're oxalate dumping. There's a lot of weird things that can happen with that. Heard some toothpaste brands are fluoride free, could have ingredients are harmful for enamel. Yes, regeneration. Yeah. So just like I was saying, yeah, it's just because they have those hype words, you got to look into it further. And I say, get the app and scan. Let's see. Just scan native toothpaste. It's excellent. Awesome. So case in point, it is not company. Don't trash the whole company based on one rating. Just go ahead and scan what you have and see what the situation is. Looking forward to dental health bid. Would like safer products during chemo. Yeah, you should, especially then because your body is a little bit more at risk of being sensitive to a lot of different things. I wish you the best on that treatment and get through it. And once through it, you can scan away and make sure you clean up everything and get a great little regimen down of green rated, excellent rated products. Oh, good. So I see a bunch of people here writing that they just downloaded the app. Wonder how Colgate rates on there. Had been using the baking soda with peroxide. Okay, so let's just see, Lisa, how this works, because remember how I said with the paid $14 a year version, I have the option of typing in instead of having the barcode. So far I just typed in the word Colgate up at the top, and then you can see what is going to come up, all the different versions. And you said it was, dang, I lost it, baking soda and peroxide. So I'm going to just type in BAK, baking soda and peroxide, whitening Colgate. So here we go. 44 poor, 44 out of 100. Reason being sodium lauryl sulfate, which is the foaming agent, which is the sodium lauryl sulfate is that same thing that's in shampoo. It's the foaming agent that is, and then if you want to say, well, why is it not good for us? Well, you just tap on it, swipe up. It's a surfactant, a highly effective cleaning and foaming agent, but it also well-known irritant discussed in many scientific publications. And it's got 3 more paragraphs for you to read if you're interested in figuring out if you do or do not want to have the sodium lauryl sulfate in your products. Heard that hair care products don't have to list all their ingredients. You know what? I think I know for sure one of the points regarding that is the fragrance. And that's like a big sticking point, especially Dr. Anthony J talks about that it can be listed as just a fragrance and you do not know what chemical was used. I mean, it was an essential oil fragrance. It probably would be listed as that, but fragrance is one of those tricky things. They do not have to put that on there. I've used Pantene since 1995 and love it. I just scanned a Pantene product and it was the one I have. Remember, I say it doesn't have to be across the board but it was a bad red no-go Pantene shampoo, or was it a conditioner? I don't know. I scanned something that I had somebody left in the guest bathroom. So I decided to scan it. I'm downloading the Yuka app now. I was trying to make my younger brother do carnivore, but no luck. He's stubborn. Yeah, there's my saying. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him carnivore. Out of the blue, my big brother tells me he's going to start the diet. Wow. Okay. Let me just see. It's crazy to see you struggle sounding out these chemical ingredients and you have a science background. Tracy, I was kind of being a little bit fanatically funny about it because they are such ridiculous oxymethyl-xyloca-benzoate. Like I can pronounce chemicals. I wonder how Dove sensitive soap. So this bar of soap. So I can just put in here Dove. Again, I have the sensitive soap. Okay. Sensitive skin fragrance-free hypoallergenic Dove soap gets an excellent rating. So that's because if you have the bar soap and you don't have the box anymore and you're curious, again, you can either wait till you get to the store and scan it next or pay the 14 bucks for the year and you can just type in the name. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I you know what? I'm gonna scan down to the bottom. Hi, my name is Robin. I had cataract surgery on both eyes a year and a half ago. Now have dry eye. What would you recommend? Well, so I would recommend a strict carnivore way of eating, higher fat, and give it time and patience. And I've had a lot of people resolve dry eye. So I don't know enough about you to be able to answer that specifically, but yeah, vinegar is a fantastic conditioner. Yeah, and I think, let me just think, is it Fancy Farm is just putting out I don't know whether it's a apple cider vinegar hair rinse or I don't know what type of vinegar hair rinse, but I'm anxious to get that and try it. Uh, Jennifer, your vision is worse on carnivore for 9 months. Are you eating vegetable oils or maybe you still have oxalate issues causing it? Not being critical about sounding out words, really wanted to say how we struggle with these words. Yeah, no, I get it. And I was partly trying to make it sound as ridiculous as these long chemical names are. It's ridiculous. It's just we can't even like I don't know. It's foreign. It's not part of the vocabulary and it shouldn't be. Beef tallow. That's easy to say. Um, all right. Okay, so what brand of eye makeup did you recommend that's safe for eyes? I'm going to put a link in. It's 2020, and the link that I put in the notes to this is going to have. I'll figure out whatever I have to give you to get the. It's a pretty hefty. It's 25% off. I don't ever really see that. It's usually 10 or 15% off for those discount links, but this one's 25% off for the entire first order. That's what I remember. Don't quote me on it, but I will look it up. I will get it pasted and copied and pasted into here. I use baking soda and coconut oil and sometime add doTERRA oil. I can't remember the name. Yeah, there was a point where I took a wet toothbrush and dabbed it in baking soda and just brushed with that. And it's okay. Got old fast. I decided to shift over onto things like this that actually really make my teeth feel kind of really smooth and clean. Just catching you live for the first time and seeing you for maybe the third time. Thanks for sharing that video where you got a new stove. Enjoyed the recipe. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Sherry. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm thinking, oh man, I really did struggle to find the oven light on that because I'm like, I wanted to have the light on so I could just peek in to see the color of that quiche. And then it's ridiculous. It is like the largest knob. It's an actual knob, just like the knobs to turn on the burner. There is a separate knob that is literally just an oven light on and off. And silly me, like I said, it was probably right in front of my face, and I never would have thought it was an entire knob like that. I was looking on the electronic panel, but oh well. Oh, hi, Cindy. I see, and Tammy's here too. A bunch of great people who have become friends of mine through being in my groups and then coming out and coming to the meetups. If anybody is thinking about coming to a meetup, I hold a big one every July. This is the 4th annual. It is about 80 to maybe up to 100 people. I rent out a big park pavilion. It's out in the woods. It's beautiful. I have a regenerative rancher coming down from Rhode Island, bringing 3 different types of meats. And I don't know, he's even going to do some heart and just some interesting things. And then Kelly Hogan, myself, and Dr. Kiltz, and I think also Fred Hahn. I'm really excited. He might be coming too. He wrote the Slow Burn uh, weight training book that is the method that I follow, and great guy. And I'm hoping he'll come too and give a little discussion. And we have a little bit of a talk, and we have people come up who want to share um, their story about coming to this way of eating and what it's done for them. And it's very empowering. And then we'll have a Q&A, and we have a big raffle because I get some of these great companies who support us to send me stuff. And it's just a very magical, I don't know. I say life-changing. It was life-changing for me to go to my first meetup, and I think this is going to be my like 30th meetup now, the one that I host in July. So you can tell I'm pretty stuck on them, getting people together who are like-minded, who have the same goal of optimal health. So I hope you'll join. And I have my weekly groups. If you want to join into April, I'd love to have you. I keep them small enough that you will be able to ask questions every week and be in a community of a group that really is there to learn and have discussions. We have, I mean, every meeting is just goes on its own tangent um, of just whatever we're diving into, and just I always say, community is the opposite of addiction. And if you feel you're solo in this journey into carnivore or meat-based eating, um, it's so refreshing to be in a room of people, even though it's on the internet, and be able to share and talk about this. And nobody there thinks you're weird because we're all doing the same thing. So. All right, I will leave the link for that too in the notes if you'd like to get some more information to join in. And thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope this was helpful, and I am going to, like promised, be working on those individual videos where I will lay out a lot of information of really safe products to use, and for us to not be bamboozled like we have been with the whole food thing, to be using products that do not belong on our skin. And skin is the largest organ of our body. Remember that. And what you put on your skin absorbs into your bloodstream. So really, really important stuff. So, all right. Thanks so much for joining. And hopefully I will see you next week. Remember, I'm trying really hard, and I've done it since the beginning of January, to come on here every Tuesday night. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. And thanks so much for joining.